In this video, I'll be walking through how I made this needle felted cat keychain with a kit from Daiso. The kit includes 3 colors of wool: gray, black, and white, a felting needle, 2 jump rings, 3 plastic eye parts, and a ball chain, and very well written detailed instructions. You need to provide your own sponge to felt on, pliers, and glue. There are also plastic tools like this where felting needles can be put inside to make them easier to use. Take the gray wool and split it into 5 equal parts. The white wool will be split into 3 equal parts. And just take a sliver out of the black. To make the head, take one of the 5 gray pieces of wool, fold it in half and loosen the fibers into a square shape. Tightly roll the wool from the end and poke it in the middle and sides to bond the loose wool together. This is what it should look like when the wool has bonded together. To build onto the head, take 2 more pieces of gray wool from when it was separated into 5, loosen the fibers and wrap it around the base while poking. To make the body, take the second to last piece of gray wool and poke it like how the head was made. This time, though, make the shape more elongated and leave the ends loose so it can be attached to the head. When the body is finished, loosen the fibers that were left off and poke it into the head. This is what the body and head should look like together. To make the limbs, take the last piece of gray wool and separate it into 7 even pieces. It helps to rub it in between your fingers when it gets too fuzzy. To make the arms, take 2 of the 7 pieces of wool. Roll the wool into a log shape and poke to form it, making sure the ends are still loose for attaching later. Repeat for the other arm. Make the legs the same way as the arms, but make the shape slightly thicker and shorter. This is a comparison of a leg on the bottom and an arm on the top. To attach the limbs, poke the loose wool on them to the body accordingly. For the ears, take 2 more small gray balls of wool, leaving you with 1. Roll the left and right sides together to make a triangle shape and poke to form it, making sure to leave the end loose. Take one of the 3 white pieces of wool and split it in half to add detail to each ear. Loosen the fibers of the ear and poke it to the head to attach. To make the tail, use the last piece of gray wool. Again, leave the end loose for attaching. Take 2 slivers of black wool from the larger piece from earlier to add a stripe and black tip of detail. Attach it to the bottom of the cap. To make the stripes, separate the large chunk of black wool into 20 or so thin pieces. A general tip for adding stripes is folding the thin pieces of black in half and rolling it in between your fingers to make it easier to poke into the cap. Three will go on the forehead. 2 are on each side of the cheeks. Two will go on each limb. And 4 will go on its back. To add detail to the belly, take the second piece of white wool and stab it into the stomach. Bend the limbs out of the way for this. To make the cat look like it's sitting, I stabbed the arms into its belly. You can keep the teddy bear position though by leaving it. To make the mouth, take the last piece of white wool and split it into 2, loosely stabbing each into spheres and then stabbing it into the face to fully harden it. For the nose, take the small sliver of black wool that was left off in the beginning and stab it into a small dot on the face. Be sure to still have a small sliver of black wool left for later. Using scissors, needles, small pliers, etc., make 2 holes in the head to put the plastic eyes in. When the eyes fit well, take the glue and attach them. To attach the ball chain, take a small object like a needle to make a tunnel directly on top of the head. Open one of the jump rings and loop it through. Take the last bit of black wool, feed it through the jump ring, and poke it down into the head to secure the ring even further. Add the ball chain, close the jump ring, and it's done. Thank you so much for watching.